This week on Not Another Shooting Show.
Are you playing video games while we're recording the show again?
No.
You sound like T-Pain at times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It makes my balls hurt every time I see it happen.
Reach out to your range buddies. Tell them they're a piece of shit. Call them a bitch.
That's how we say I love you. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show. Jeff, what is the best time to steal the car you just test drove? Is it before you give the salesman the keys back, or is it after you give the salesman the keys back?
I would say during the test drive when you have the keys and you're driving the vehicle.
And you're far from the dealership. Yeah, that would probably be... you're right. Option C. My bad. I should have thought of the better option. Option C. Pull the gun out and make him get out of the car. That's not what happened to a 26-year-old man in Memphis, Tennessee this week. Oh, God. So he goes to a place called Champion Auto Sales, test drives the car. He goes on the test drive with the salesman, and he gets back, and he gives the salesman the keys. And then he starts acting weird, and then he says, hey, give me the keys back. And the salesman's like, He's like, give me the keys back or I'm going to kill you. And he pulls out a gun.
Oopsies.
And then the salesman starts wrestling with him over the gun, still not handing him the keys. In the process, the Hollywood movie TV show Struggle for the Gun goes off because that's what must happen.
Yes.
Guess who got shot in the neck?
I hope it was the auto thief. Because
it was the auto thief, not the salesman.
Yes.
He shot himself in the neck after they were wrestling for control of the gun. He was arrested. He fled immediately and was quickly arrested. He survived the neck wound. It must not have been that bad, but had a bandage, and there you go. So, well
he had
done.
one job. One job.
There's so many other times better,
right,
to commit the theft.
Right. I mean, yeah, when you have, he had gun, he had car, he had keys.
Yeah, he had the trifecta for a while there. Yeah.
He had the trifecta and went, you know what? This feels too easy. I'm going to give you back the keys and we're going to go to a neutral location. Let's do this like men. And he learned that maybe he wasn't manly enough to be stealing cars.
It happens. It happens. All right. It's been another banger of a week USPSA-wise, but Jeff, you shot a match today.
I did.
We're recording this on Sunday, a few days ago. I would like everyone to hear how it sounded when you shot the match.
And bye.
You look kind of slow. Oh, that transition was for shit. Oh, a couple of tuxedos. There you go. Okay, let's finish strong. Run out into the... There you go. Okay.
If you're finished, unload, show clear.
Catch your round. There you go. Okay, you're breathing hard there. Are you okay? Did you get oxygen?
I was trying, but I'm fat and out of shape. But yeah, no, and I'm not gonna lie, on that last target, I was a little worried that I was gonna break the 180. Like, it's fun to have those targets, but they get a little sketchy when you try to drive through them.
The last target in the video, which by the way, if you're like, why the fuck did you play the audio of his stage? Because I thought it was funny. I know it's stupid on an audio-only show to play the audio of the stage.
As a self-advertisement, go to Jeff the Monster King on Instagram, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Jeff _ Monster _ King. There you go. So you got to shoot a match. I'm kind of jealous. Was this a Hit Factor match or a USPSA match?
This was a Hit Factor match, so we were using Todd Weitzel's Hit Factor rulebook revision system. You're gonna be shocked by this. It felt like a USPSA match, except for our divisions were called a different name.
Otherwise, it was pretty much exactly the same.
Pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's almost like once it's ingrained in you, like that's just how you run all your matches. But like, Anyway, so we had I think it was 50 shooters, 40 something shooters.
I'm looking at the score is 30.
30. Oh, felt like more.
You're on the cool kid squad apparently.
I mean, I'm always on the cool kids squad. Whatever squad I'm on, the best squad. Yeah, we had a little 5-stager hit factor only match. It was about 30 something degrees for most of it. I woke up late, like always. The only problem was I was building one of the stages. Thank you to Yi Min for posting a stage from Handgun Extreme in Florida or whatever, because I just stole that stage directly and added some steel to it, and boom, I have a stage.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And for how little I practiced, I did remarkably well. I smoked 3 no-shoots and still finished 87% of Lane Grease, who has finished with the Super Squad at Nationals several times. So I felt happy about my performance for how little effort I've put into it.
Yeah, you're only 8 seconds behind him.
Yeah, I mean,
not bad.
He's a beast.
He's
and
quick,
and I'm fat, and 10 of those seconds or 4 of the stage that it benefited short people. So yeah, one of these days I'll be able to get people to feel bad for me for being tall. I don't think today is the day, but
I got so many comments, messages, people just direct messaging me going, "What's Jeff's YouTube channel?" The Monster King is his YouTube channel, because after you did after we did Jeff's comment section last week, people wanted to go see and comment and stuff. And my favorite,
see the shit show.
The favorite thing I read after that was, "He's the reason walls go to infinity."
I believe that rule in the rule book should be named the Jeff King rule, because I get to fucking hear about it every time I'm at a match, regardless if I'm in Alliance, Nebraska, or the Florida Open or Dragons Cup. I will have an RO. Just so you know, walls go from ground to infinity. I'm a masterclass shooter. I'm fucking well aware of it.
They think you don't know. Oh my God, that's funny.
I've shot 238 matches, because everyone was posting pictures of their amount of matches shot on practice score. 238 or something like that. I don't know. My phone
Not gonna lie,
off.
I was disappointed with what my number was.
What was yours?
I was shocked. It was only 142.
Yeah. Well, when did you start shooting? You shot in 2021?
No, I started shooting USPSA and 3-gun, anything that ended up on practice score, 2015.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I only shot 3 matches in 2015. I shot a handful in 2016, and then it went up from there. But
you're a bitch.
Well, I don't. Where are all yours coming from? I mean, you guys only have 1 monthly match.
Well, we have no. So we have 2 monthlies. So we have a USPSA, and then we'll either have a Steel Challenge or a Pro-Am. So that padded my stats. Plus, we have at least. For a while, we had at least 1 indoor, sometimes 2 indoor matches a month.
Yeah, that's another reason why I don't have as many as you.
Right, and then I also started traveling for matches a year after I started. So 2018, 2019, I was traveling to 3, 4, 5 majors a year. So plus if I go on vacation, I tend to go to Denver a lot, and Denver has a ton of matches. So I'll just take my guns and stuff with me and go shoot, because you have to sign up really quickly, but I'll shoot a Denver match in a heartbeat.
I was just looking at the number of matches I shot just last year. 1, 2, 3, 25 total. Everything all in last year. Everything. I think. Yep. Which it was more than I thought it was. It seemed like I didn't hardly shoot anything last year. But anyway, so you shot a match. It was cold. How was shooting in the cold?
You learn some annoying things, like guns run better lubricated in the cold. On that first stage,
well lubricated.
Yes, because I went to rack my gun to put my first round in to start the fun, and it didn't fully go into battery, and I was like, uh-oh.
When you watch it slowly creep into battery, that's when you know you need oil.
Right. Well, and I was like, well, I'm at the line. I can't do anything about it. So
send it.
Fucking full send, bud. And so
I'm still gonna send it.
Still gonna fucking send that, bud. So when I got to the second shooting position, I actually like felt the gun like kerchunk into, and I was like, please don't malfunction, please don't malfunction, please don't malfunction, and like completed the stage and immediately went to the safety area and just was like, all right, like CZs are annoying to take apart, so I'm not taking it fully apart, but I will just drench the slide rails in lubricant to keep them running.
Well, and that's basically all you need to do. I mean,
well, yeah,
really,
but like there's, but by the end of the match, my hands started getting cold until my grip started slipping, and so I felt like that negatively affected me on my last stage. So have good hand warmers, have good, bring all of the layers. This negatively affected me at Dragon's Cup. Bring all of the layers so you're not fucking miserable. Take your coat off before you start shooting. We had a guy in our squad, super nice guy, but he was like leaving his coat on, and he'd have to like, as he would like go to holster after making ready, he would like pull his coat back out of his holster. I'm like, can you just take your coat off?
Just take your coat off. You're going to be out of your coat for a minute.
Yeah, like less than a minute. Like it's not that cold. But yeah, make sure you got your gloves. Keep your hands warm. Hand warmers. If you've got 22s or PCCs, make sure they're lubed up and make sure the magazines stay warm.
Yeah,
but 22s especially. Keep a hand warmer in with them. I'm a lazy bitch, and so I'll literally walk my mag, and if I'm shooting a 22 for Steel Challenge, I will leave it in our heated office, and then I'll go get it before I'm up to shoot because I want my gun to run.
Yeah,
and so it's those little things, and like you don't think about it, but the cop that shot after me, he followed me or as I was walking away from the safety table, he was walking towards the safety table with his giant bottle of gun lubricant, and he's like, "Yep, slides are dry," and I'm like, "Yep," and it's like, hey, if this would have been like he had two malfunctions, like God forbid he was like in a situation in real life where
was it his duty gun?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
He only shoots his duty gun. He's been shooting the Lord's caliber for years until they're basically like everyone's switching to 9mm, and so now he shoots a Glock with an acro and 9mm. But yeah,
when you say Lord's caliber, you're talking about 10mm, right?
No, John Moses Browning. Made
45.
45.
Hey, quick aside. I had a class today, and a student brought a Glock 21. I'd never shot one before. 45 caliber Glock.
Yep.
It pretty much shot like a Glock that was a 45 caliber.
Color me shocked. Just
the
color
end.
me shocked.
Okay. I saw somebody post something about like a pouch. I don't remember where I saw it. Somewhere on the internet. A pouch, an electrically heated battery pack, like gun bag. Gun rug, little pouch that we all like go to the safe table with.
Yeah.
That's heated so that your gun's nice and toasty warm, so that when you pull it out to make ready, that it's... Because there is something a little weird when you grab your gun and it's... When I shot a Beretta, when it's cold, like, damn, that's cold. I mean, that's like putting an ice pack in your hand.
Yeah, the gun, like, it sounds dumb to say, but it almost feels more slippery when it's cold.
Definitely.
And so, it's, like... Keeping the gun, like, I don't, for those of you south of the Mason-Dixon line, if you grab a steel thing and it's fucking cold as shit, it's unpleasant.
Yeah.
And so keeping it warm is very, very important.
And no matter how much you're tempted to put your tongue on it, don't do that. Okay?
No matter how much your brother tells you to.
No, don't do it. Like that shit from A Christmas Story, that's real life. That happens. I mean, a smarter person wouldn't have pulled the kid's tongue off of the pole. They would have just got a cup of coffee or something and dumped it over, and it would have melted the ice.
Yep.
I mean, in the Great White North here, that stuff happens. So you shot the match. It was cold, but you made it. You're 13% behind Lane. Good job. How many signatures did you get for my Area 3 petition?
So there's 14 on a side, and we had to print a second sheet. Big shout out to I think it's Aaron. I don't remember his name. From Grand Island because
Himke. I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, him. I think Himke's correct.
No, he already sent me a message and said you forgot to print one, and he got them all for me. So I was just saying that to call you out.
100%, because I am from a generation that doesn't own printers.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
We don't print shit.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
The only printer I have now is at my business, and shockingly, when I'm at my business, I don't think about USPSA signature requirements.
Right.
But like, I don't own a fucking printer, and so why you can't let me put in my USPSA number, my email address, my name, and like a DocuSign like signature
You can.
pad.
That they do take that. Like if you do it on, if you do the signature like in Adobe, whatever.
Yeah,
like they'll take
it's still,
that. I
it's
guess.
still more complicated than it needs to be.
I know.
But yes, it's this is one of those boomerish moments where the organization is still stuck in 1994. That here, let me just print this off and here's another fun fact. If you don't remember your member number, it's really fucking hard to find in the moment.
It is?
Because if you're not logged into anything, how do you log in to find your member number?
Well, my member number is the login, and I save all my passwords in Chrome. So as soon as it fills it in, there it is, 8966689.
But if you've recently changed it because you went from a 3-year membership to a life membership and you haven't needed to do anything with it since you changed it
and
over,
you're L3
so you haven't actually
loser one.
Exactly. And so I put my TY one thinking that it's like a USPSA match. Like if they'll update your information. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but people were waiting in line behind me, and so I was like, I'm already holding everybody up. So I'll just put my TY number in there, and it hopefully it doesn't matter. So sorry if you're one signature short, just because
you're going to be the one that has the fucked up entry. They're not going to accept because you put in the wrong number. Thanks, Jeff.
I mean,
would you like me to look up your number for you so you can get a tattoo of your life member number?
I'll put it right on my forearm. Too dark. So they did finally send me the card with my member number on it because they sent me like the little life member.
Did you get like a special life member packet?
Yeah, they send you a packet, but they apparently like couldn't afford to print the cards. Shocking. And so they had.
Well, that's what you have a printer for, Jeff. You print your own card.
No, they sent it's like a laminate. It's like a fucking credit card. They sent it to me, but I forgot to put it in my wallet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and so I was like, God damn it! I know it's at home. I need to remember to fucking put that in my wallet so I don't forget this again.
FYI, I'm not a life member yet. If if there's an Area 3 election and I win it, then I'll get the life membership. But I'm not gonna get it until I have to. So speaking of USPSA drama, the drama du jour of the week, Nationals match fee goes up to $400. And people lose their minds. So,
as they always do.
So here's my take on. I saw the stuff about the $400 match fee, and I think weren't they traditionally charging $285?
I want to say that's what I paid the year I went, but
yeah, we both went in 2021. I'm pretty sure it was $285. I don't know if it had gone up a skosh or if it was $275 or $295. I don't know. It was sub $300, but it was close to $300.
Yep.
And they raised it by over $100, and it's $400. And people went bananas on the internet about the match fee going up to $400. And is that a steep increase? Yes. That is. I mean, it's a 33% increase in the match fee.
Yep.
That's a pretty big jump. Is USPSA hemorrhaging money, Jeff?
Based off all the reports I've seen, yes.
Okay. Do Nationals matches lose money?
A lot of it, yes.
Okay. Now, if we do the opposite of this, and we just charge the same amount, and we lose money again, is that better?
I mean, I don't think so. I feels like we're still losing $87,000 a Nationals.
Yeah. I don't know what the actual numbers are. It's $400. There was Carry Optics Nationals last year. There was 500 shooters.
Yep.
Now, a bunch of those are going to be freebies for sponsors. Not a bunch, but like a number of them are going to be.
I think I saw a number that said that there were 300. I want to say it was 369 because nice, but that I think that was on Practical Shooting Insight. So
369 what?
369 shooters were paid shooters, so like not sponsorship slots.
This was in 2022 at something.
Oh, that was a 2022.
Yeah,
number.
the one he posted was 2022.
Apologies.
I don't know what match it was exactly. I don't know. But like, okay. I sent Yeeman a text and I was just asking like, how many people are there staff at Nationals? Like typically. And the answer I got back was somewhere typical is 60 to 80 stage staff. That includes setup crew. So somewhere in that neighborhood. Roughly the cost for a staff member at a Nationals is roughly $1,200. $375 for travel, plane ticket, $125 per diem, plus 6 days of a half double room. So if it's like $120, $150 hotel room, half of that, $75 a day, there you go.
Yep.
I didn't break that down exactly if it's exactly $1,200, but sounds about right. So that's the most expensive thing for a match is the staff. When I run the Great Plains section match, or this year the Great Plains Championship, the most expensive thing by miles is staff. And all we're doing is handing a $100 bill to everybody who works the match. And a handful of people who put in a lot of work, I might give them an extra. Last year I gave a few of them an extra $100 bill.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's and it's around, I think I spent $4,000 on staff last year out of all the match fees. So that's for, 180 shooter. We ended up with 169, roughly 40 to 43 of those people were staff. So about 120 paid shooters, give or take. There was I think we had 3 sponsor slots that were used. So that wasn't really a big thing. Like the staff, I think a lot of people when they saw that post on Insights, that broke it down, and they saw the amount that was spent on staff, people were losing their fucking mind. And people were getting the wrong idea about what staff meant. It wasn't USPSA HQ staff spending $80,000 on their, private jet to fly to nationals.
Yeah, like the 15 of them were not spending $80,000 for the 15 of them. That's for
even
the 120 plus people.
Even as inept as USPS is at managing money, I think they would find a hard time spending $80,000 to fly those handful of people to nationals and spend that much. I mean, it could be done. I'm not going to get carried away. But
don't encourage them. But
but it's guys like me. I mean, I work Area 3 last year. I worked Cornhusker. I run Great Plains. I'm not interested in. I worked at Multigun Nationals as well last year. Yes. And like Multigun, it was relatively close to me. It was only 4 hours away, but they didn't have a per diem. They didn't give us hotel. It was sort of like a regular 3-gun match. By the way, Multigun Nationals, USPSA is not putting that on. They contracted Adam Maxwell and all those folks up there to do that, and they're just paying, activity fee to USPSA. That's really all that they're paying for. And I mean, we got a bunch of swag. It was definitely 3-gun because like God, what did I get? I got some binoculars, some good Vortex binoculars. I'm not going to do an ad for it, but I got a bunch of ammo. I mean, we were pretty well taken care of. I didn't feel like I got shit on working. Okay, I didn't get any cash. Oh, actually, I did get cash. They wrote us a check for around $375, something like that. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we also got money. So I felt appreciated. I was just like staying in a hotel room with a buddy, but was what it was.
Yeah, you shot some match for yada.
A Nationals, wherever that happens to be, if it's in Ohio, if it's in Florida, if it's in Utah, wherever the hell it is. To get the match staff you need to have at a Nationals, like you're gonna have to pay for that stuff. It's just how it is. And
well, especially if you want the quality. Like, we can have a conversation about, like, is the quality getting paid for correctly and whatever, but, like, if what we should, each area director should be like, here's my top 10 ROs.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually a really good idea.
Right. Is like every area should be like, hey, these are my top 10 CROs and my top 10 like ROs that have great reviews from my sectional, state level match staff people. And then like we should be flying the best of the best out there to be the best ROs for the national match. Or we should be getting as many local people as possible, but then you can't bitch about the match staff. They're going to regardless. But like that's one of those questions is like, hey, is nationals like supposed to be the top end like best show we can put on? If so, let's get the best ROs, the best CROs, the best stage designers. Like let's pay out the nose to like make sure we're putting on quality. But or are we trying to cut costs? If that's the case, hey, let's make sure we put that in an area or in a I'm going to say area, but I mean it in like a range with space around it that like has a bunch of people that could be local ROs that you can pay $100 a day because they're just driving from their house instead of having to fly, CROs and ROs from Nebraska, California, New York to, Talladega or Ohio or Colorado. Like put it somewhere that has the staff present.
Well, that's the hard thing though, because the places that have staff present don't have a facility willing or able to put on a nationals.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem.
Right, and then it becomes a question of like, do we reevaluate what we can like what a nationals is, or do like there's multiple conversations to be had. For sure.
There is. I mean, here's my main point I want to make about this. Okay, everybody went bananas when they saw this. Okay, everybody's bitching about it went up over $100 to $400, and everybody's like, "How dare you? I'm not gonna go to that match now. This is just another one of the dumb things USPSA is doing." Okay, you just got done telling us we're financially inept, so we're gonna try and do things responsibly, and now you're mad about that too.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The alternative is to just hemorrhage more money instead of getting it made up there. Okay, whatever. I saw a post. I had a brief but very nice exchange with Tyler Turner this week. Let me find I took a screenshot of a story he put on Instagram, and it said, "Hot take: Nationals should lose money. Nationals should be considered a service to the members, not a product to be sold to them. And I would say at a profit." I keep saying how it's Nationals isn't turning a profit. It doesn't have to turn a fucking profit. USPSA is a nonprofit organization. Their job is to put on this sport. Okay? They put on nationals. Now, you always come at me hard with they're putting on too many fucking nationals. Okay, fine. That's a different discussion. But their job is to put on the sport, the national matches. They administer the classifications, and, NROI is doing its, what the fuck is the Form Cs for major matches, and they're doing all this other administration. I mean, that's their job. They're spending way too much money on dumb shit, and yes, I 100% agree. That's a problem. But Nationals doesn't have to run at a profit. It doesn't. The org, if the org is, and the problem is the org is not financially sound. That's why it's a problem right now. Like eventually, when the org is not bleeding $300,000 a year, then it's not a big deal. It's just part of, okay, we have general funds, and then we have the match fees, and okay, whatever the match fees don't cover, then general fund up to whatever amount we decide, then that's what it'll cover.
Right. And again, going back to my point that we talked about earlier, it's like, if each Nationals is losing us $75,000 and we're losing $300,000 a year, I agree that we probably should still put on a Nationals, but we should put on a Nationals. We don't like. I think it was 2021 was like the year of Nationals where we had PCC Nationals and we had two gun Nationals and we had Carry Optics Nationals, and we had Iron Sight Nationals and Optic Nationals for Open and PCC. Like, that was just like banquet spending. That was obscene. I agree. Don't disagree with you that Nationals doesn't necessarily need to make a profit. Like, I look at my local gun club. Like, I view our state match that we put on, I don't believe it needs to make a profit. I mean, I would like it to get as close to balanced as possible. Like, it would be annoying if they're like, yeah, we spent $20,000 on this and we make $25,000 a year, so like $5,000 profit. And you're like, that seems excessive. But like,
right.
It's like, if we're worried about the expenditure, we see. I'm not going to go there. Anyways, we see this a lot with people who they're like, we need to cut, and then you're like, cool, we're cutting this and we're raising this, and they're like, no, not like that, and you're like, we have to do it somewhere. Where I was going to go, you can cut this if you want, is it's like government spending. Everyone wants it cut until you go to cut things, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll raise revenues, and they're like, no, not like that either, and you're like,
don't raise my taxes.
Right, don't raise my taxes, but don't cut the programs I like, and don't cut this and don't cut that, but don't raise that. And you're like, you're making it really fucking difficult for me to solve this problem that is money in, money out.
No,
and
by the way, that's not something that's just an example. Government spending, it's like I don't find that offensive at all. I
always worry about going political on things because I'm insane, but yeah, and so like one of the things with Nationals, like I personally, I've seen the arguments both ways, is like getting the sponsorship to be more involved, like with like, hey, we're giving you these slots because you paid X amount that equals the value of a slot, whatever, and so it offsets the cost or something along those lines. Like we need to be, if we believe the finances are poor right now, we need to be an austerity mindset. An austerity mindset means, hey, we need to like look at a couple cost cutting, but at the same time, just because it was sold cheaply for a long time and that wasn't the price it required to be put on, you can't be mad when they raised the price to what it was required to be put on when you were bitching about losing money on it.
Yeah.
And
no, I totally agree.
To your exact point, it's like, if it was $285 and we were losing $70,000 a year, it should have been $400 for the last 5 years.
Yeah, no, it should have been. And I get people being mad because they're used to paying one thing and now it's way higher. And I mean, if traveling to Nationals, the match fee was still the cheapest thing.
Yeah,
and even if it was $400, when I went to Low Cap Nats in 2021, the same match you went to, the match fee would have been the cheapest thing. Not even close. Like, my rental car was more, my hotel was more, my plane ticket was less, but my plane ticket was $300. So,
well, and like okay, this is kind of the petty side of me coming in, but like when I see open shooters complaining about it, I go, you're showing up with $16,000 in open guns alone,
shooting 38 super. Shut up, just stop.
With 38 super comp, you're fuck off. But yes, I get people's frustration with it, but then it becomes a question that we can have a whole conversation around, is like, is Nationals for the 56 GMs that showed up to CO Nats last year, or is it for the 450 other shooters?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to pause right there because you're garbling a lot. I'm going to have you disconnect and reconnect. Waiting for Jeff to come back. Waiting for Jeff to come back.
Is this better?
I don't know. We'll find out when you get talking.
Oh, okay.
It still sounds the same, pretty much. I mean, it's not awful, but it's just like you sound like T-Pain at times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I mean, it's just fucking internet. I don't know. Too many people in your building are playing video games right now. Are you playing video games while we're recording the show again?
No.
If you are, that's probably why you're garbling out.
I'm not.
Okay. So, you started to go down that road. The elitist GMs, is Nationals just for them, or is it for all of the 500 shooters at Nationals last year?
Yep.
That was another thing in my brief conversation with Tyler Turner the other day. It was literally, I sent him a message saying, yes, I totally agree with this. I've been talking about this for weeks to anybody who will listen to me. Like, Nats doesn't have to make money. It just has to not lose a ton of money, and then general funds can cover the rest. And one of the things that he said, and I love that he said it, was he did not want nationals to lose the everyman aspect that it has, where you can go shoot nationals and be in the next bay over from where Nils and JJ and all those guys are shooting. And it's pretty fucking cool that our sport has that. You know, it's a neat aspect. Like, I can go watch the best in the game while I'm also shooting the same match.
Yeah,
you know?
It gives that comparison that, like, you don't get in literally any other sport. Like, you're not going to be playing hockey and, like, at a hockey rink with 2 rinks and have a beer league on one side and the NHL dudes on the other playing a game. Like, you're not going to get that same feeling of what it's like to be like, oh wow, I shot this stage 87% of Nils or 50% of Christian Seiler, or whatever that percentage is for you. And it's like, it is a cool aspect to the sport, but it comes to a cost. It comes with a cost that, like,
who's going to work it? And how you
who's
going to
work
it?
And
how much is that match fee going to be?
Exactly. But there's okay. Let's talk about economics for 20 seconds.
Okay.
If you're selling out something to the point that you have a wait list, your price is too low.
Exactly.
You like, economically, you should never sell out, because that means that your price was not high enough to get rid of the people who were kind of like, I kind of want to go. That's a low enough number for me. Like, we should really have like 5 open slots, and that says, hey, our price is exactly where it needs to be to get the 95%.
As an example, I was looking at like other sports that are sort of not exactly like ours, but they have their own niche for like big event, national event, regional event, or whatever.
Yep.
I was looking at Ironman triathlons.
Okay.
General entry fee is $375 for all of these. Some of them are a little bit higher, and then there's relay entry. I don't know what that means, but that's $449. I don't know what that is. And then I was looking at like ultra marathons. What do those cost? Well, some are like $400. Some are like $1,000. It really just sort of depends. Others are $550, $450. I've seen some of those ultra marathons where it's like $700-800 for an entry fee, and our sport, it's not the same sport, but like, they just need a place to go run. Like, I don't know the logistics of their sport, and I don't know how many like officials they have to have, and they do also have volunteers that are sort of like reimbursed for expenses or whatever. I'm sure, like we are, but like national events for USPSA are kind of on the cheap side from what I've been looking around at. You know?
Yeah. No, they are cheaper. I'm actually looking up right now that, like, they're I can bring up, even within the shooting world, there's a YouTube channel called InRange TV that they put on a handgun brutality match, which is just a 10 stage. Like, they have one RO and they are mainly shooting steel, so it's like an action plus match. $275.
Yeah.
So what we are paying to fly people there, they got 10 dudes with timers on a bay with like a rule set that they kind of make up as they go along, and like they're paying $275. Like, I'm looking at the tactical games in Searsboro, Iowa. The tactical games where they do burpees and shoot like 5 rounds. $387.
Yeah.
Like,
and that sport looks kind of dumb. I mean, I don't mean it's dumb. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound mean. I'm not interested in working out and then shooting a little bit.
Right.
Like, that sport's about the working out, not the shooting.
Yes, it's a running joke.
That's why I think it's dumb, because I want it to be about the shooting.
Oh, well, I think it's dumb but what it is it's kind of in shape people that are like, oh, well, you fat guys that could shoot really well. It's only because there's not a lot of physical element to it, and so they just keep adding physical elements.
Here's how I can beat you.
Yes. But to go back to it, so for these guys in the middle of Iowa to run a basically CrossFit Games with some guns is $387.
Yeah.
So our $400 match fee for the pinnacle event of our sport doesn't seem that far outside reason.
No, it's a completely justifiable dollar amount. It really is.
And
I don't have a problem with the dollar amount. If you're choosing to not shoot it because it got too high, well, okay. How much was your airfare, hotel, and meals for 4 days going to be?
Yeah, it's
like
a $300, $400, $500 a day.
I mean, it was
event.
increasing the price that you were going to pay by $115. Okay. Match fees are not the most expensive thing we deal with in this sport. If you shoot a lot of majors, and by that I mean like area matches and nationals, then yeah, it's going to be more. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, sort of tangential to this, but also related, is I would really like to start telling people, please, 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 don't get addicted to the outrage.
Yes.
It's really easy to get addicted to shit talking on the internet. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to have a knee-jerk reaction. This pissed me off. Fuck you all. I quit.
Yeah, and it's as old as time. I mean, we've talked about it before. I really like the Revolutions podcast, and one of my favorite Revolution studies is the French Revolution, because by the middle of it, they were killing the guys who started the revolution. And they were like, you are not revolutionary enough. I know you were there at the beginning of the revolution. You helped depose the king. You killed the king. But you know what? Now you're not revolutionary enough. So we got to kill you for not being revolutionary enough. And it becomes, like you said, it becomes this addiction to the outrage of, oh my God, I freaked out and I got a result. How much more can I freak out to get more result that I want?
And also along with that, posting memes while the board meeting's going on, you're getting hooked on dopamine. First off, good jokes are good jokes. If you got a good joke, fucking post it. I'm not knocking a great joke, okay? But some people, there was a guy who commented on the Insights post this week, and he's like, I can't believe they can't cut some of that $80,000 they're spending on staff. I'm like, oh, you mean the ROs who are flying across the country? They should be doing that all on their own dime. They shouldn't get reimbursed for the airfare, hotel, and per diem. And he was like, oh, I didn't understand that was what that was for.
Right.
Everybody's assuming whenever something gets posted, it's like those fucking board members and HQ staff, they're just fucking us again. And it's like, no, shit costs money.
Yeah, people don't understand the logistics of putting on major events, and then they have it we spend this much on this, and you're like, yeah, well, if you break it down, it's this, and this, and they're like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was $8 a person to eat. Oh,
right, and you're like, how are they getting off on $8 a person to eat? How are they paying for that? How are they even eating off that? And you're like, right?
Yeah.
Let's break it down some more. And it becomes it's modern, internet rage, cancel culture, politicking of oh, if I post enough memes, that changes the culture. And it's no, what changed it, or what started this event was people getting upset at the people who put the things on getting upset with what's going on. It wasn't the Howler Monkeys, because the Howler Monkeys don't actually put on shit. They bitch a lot, but they don't actually put on the matches. And one of my old school guys at my club, he's been on several of the calls with people and representing our club. And someone asked the question. He goes, "What's the end game? What does it look like at the end of the tunnel?" And most people don't have that answer.
I do.
I know you do, and I know you know I do. But many of these people are well, this is bullshit. They took out Scott, and you're like, yeah. So what's your point? The revolution goes from hey, we're not affiliating, we're not part of USPSA, blah blah, to back into the fold. What does that look like? Can you be brought back into the fold? Can you what does the end game look like for you? And some people, they haven't got to that point. They're just, like you said, they're addicted to the freak out. It's the dopamine of freaking out about a thing is basically how modern news works.
Dude, if it wasn't for the USPSA problems, we would have half the listeners we have right now. I mean, we're basically CNN in the Trump era. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have something to talk about. You know,
Well,
every week it's like, what's the shit show this week?
Right. It gave us a boost, and you start to understand how covering a Trump-like character or the USPSA Trump Layton, like how it can like become like holy shit. Like if we want more viewers, we want more listeners, we want more quote unquote ad revenue or like clicks or whatever. Covering rage things makes you click on it, telling you that, oh my God, they're swinging pedophile, blah, 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 blah. You're like, holy shit, we got to click on this and we got to understand what that is. But being, hey, I shot a good match this week. And
that's boring as shit. Who cares?
I saw my friends and
no one cares, Jeff. No one cares that you shot a match and you saw your friends.
I know. And
I need outrage. I need something to rage about.
Right.
By the way, meme lords, please turn Layton orange and post that shit. Please.
Also, if anyone disagrees with me, please send this to like DM me on Instagram. I'm an arguer at heart. I will gladly converse with you in the politest way possible.
And that's the thing though, like when they temporarily booted Frank, and I'm like, okay, now I'm pissed. But I didn't freak out immediately. I was like, I'm going to take some time and think about, like, I immediately wanted to like disaffiliate my club. I was ready to go nuclear and just like, nope, I'm done with this. But I'm like, okay, calm down. You're an adult. You're going to be 47 next month. Let's be a grown up here. Okay.
Right.
Just stop and think about this. And so I calm down and I come up with a rational plan that honestly I didn't think through all the way. There's been some aspects of the change I just didn't think of that I wish I had thought of. But even so, like I wish the match was going on sale like a week or two later. Like after the board meeting, I wish I had thought to do that. But
yeah.
But no, it's just please, guys, just don't get addicted to the freak out of something going wrong. Yes, keep the heat on. I'm not like on Layton's side all of a sudden. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't freak out every time some little thing happens and make it sound like it's the worst thing that ever happened in the sport. The Nationals match fee going up $100 is not a big deal, really. It's not a big fucking deal. Just chill out, okay? God damn. Now I'm all wound up. I need more whiskey. Okay.
Oh, I'm a half a bottle down, but
okay. Yet. So, I'm done with my outrage now.
I've pouted enough. I'm okay.
We did that
now.
for.
See, this is why you're an adult and I'm a petulant child.
Yeah.
I will continue to throw a shitstorm, and like you're like, no, we have to be an adult.
No, we balance out. You get me a little more shitty, and I calm you down a little more. So it's
I'll drag you down to my level and teach you how it's done.
Okay, the friends you make along the way.
Yes,
you typed that in, and when you told me what that was about, I was like, "Aw."
Yeah.
So. Talk about that. Like what that was all about. It was just a sentence in the rundown without explanation. I'm like, what is that? The friends you make along the way, like shooting matches and stuff.
So
you guys had a loss down there in Omaha.
We did. A pretty active shooter. I'm not going to mention names just because I haven't asked permission. Yada yada. He passed away on Saturday morning, for what we know.
This was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's real fresh.
It's real fresh. And he was very close with one of our local youth shooters and their family. And so they had let us know that it happened, but most of us kind of found out like this morning. Like I woke up to text messages already late for the match that were like, hey, did you see this post? And I was like, oh, damn. Like I'm surprised they actually showed up, but like props to them for doing it. But one of the things that I found very special about it was it's like everyone kind of like who knew about it like rallied around them. And like one of the things like both me and Andy, we've talked about on Andy's podcast before, we've lost people very close to us, our parents, friends, close mentors, whatever, is that when it first happens, you sometimes people treat you like you're glass,
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to be treated like you're an adult, like you're a person still. Like you want things to go back to normal, like it didn't happen. And it was nice to be like amongst like our people, and we were still giving each other shit. We were still talking about this youth shooter. They're a shorter shooter, and so whenever they would have an easier stage plan because they were short, I would give them shit because cheating because you're short. Like, because I remember that when the wound is still fresh, you want to feel like you're still a normal person. And what would we normally be doing? Talking a lot of shit, and it was heartwarming to like even like the cold-hearted like cop shooter like was like, bro, like you got to be a little nicer. And I'm like, this is what they need. Like this is what they want. I know, because like that's what I wanted. And so it was really heartening to see like the USPSA family. I'm going to say it that way. Fucking don't jump down,
because that's what it is.
Right. It's like unite around someone, and also to remember that like this sport isn't about the sport. Like most of us show up because we want to see our friends. We want to hang out. Like we like shooting guns. We're all big gun nerds that like go and pew in pits at 8 o'clock in the morning. But
to me, I first and foremost, I show up. I just mildly disagree with you. I show up to shoot. That's the number one reason I show up to shoot. And then while I'm at the match that day, I remember, oh yeah, it's so fun to be around all these guys.
Yeah, because you're a tryhard, but
I'm a tryhard. I am kind of a tryhard.
You are a tryhard.
I'm not a douchey tryhard though.
No, you're a wonderful tryhard. You're the best kind of tryhard. But for a lot of us, for a lot of people, what keeps us going back to matches is getting a text message the night before saying, "Motherfucker, why aren't you signed up and why aren't you in my squad?"
Yeah.
Like I
send my buddy Tyler that text like at almost every match because he's never signed up.
Exactly. Like the Weitzel's, I love them to death. They're very close friends of mine. And I only shoot Steel Challenge because they're like, hey, let's shoot the Steel Challenge. And I'm like, fine, I'll shoot that Steel Challenge. And like, I literally would not shoot that sport if they were not involved in it. Like I go to hang out with them and bullshit and have fun with my friends. And so like it's one of those things I think the tryhards kind of forget. And it's like, what truly like keeps us in the sport, what makes us want to travel to matches, what makes us want to like be part of this is that social connection, those friends we make along the way that make it fun. Like when I go to matches, I get to see this person, I get to see this person. Can't wait for the dinners we go to, and I can't wait to like drink on the patio and hear all the dumb stories and like get caught up on about their kids and their life and their whatever. And like the shooting part of it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess we're shooting a match. Like I guess it's 2:30 in the morning. Like I should probably go to sleep at some point. Like I don't know. For those listening, to be real sappy for a second, reach out to your range buddies, tell them they're a piece of shit, call them a bitch, tell them to be.
That's
at
how
the
we
next
say
match.
I love
Steven, I'm talking to you specifically. I don't know if the military has deployed you somewhere, but like you weren't at the match, so you're a big bitch. But like. But like remember that the sport is a sport, but like what truly is important is like the friends we make. And I can honestly say that like probably 80% of my friends are related to shooting. Like my birthday.
If it wasn't for shooting, I wouldn't know you.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know my modern Asian dynamics. I wouldn't know a bunch of very, very awesome, interesting, cool people around the country that really the only thing that we have in common is that we hang out in dirt pits shooting at cardboard on Sunday mornings.
Or you find out you have a lot more in common with them than you realize.
Oh, of course.
You know, because you met through shoot. Like all of my best friends that I have in adulthood, like to be perfectly honest, I kind of sucked at making friends for a lot of my life. I really did. And when I got into shooting sports, it was I have so many more friends than I did in like almost my entire life before that. Not that I was some weird hermit or anything. It was just, you know, I grew up in a small town and my friends were just sort of built in. I didn't have to try. And then I went to college, and I'm like an introverted extrovert or whatever, or an extroverted introvert, I think is what I actually am in the personality profile. I'm generally a shy person, but once you talk to me, then I open up, but I'm not the first one to approach or whatever. And and when I got into shooting, I was just around all these people that were a lot like me, just like, I like shooting. I like shooting stuff. I have kids too. What are your kids up to? Blah, blah, blah. And you end up buddies. I mean, I ended up one of my shooting buddies here in Sioux Falls. I actually met, our wives met before we met. And
picking you up in the shooting line, like, are you here to pick up your husband?
No, this is crazy. It's awesome. Like, he would have probably found the sport anyway because he's a gun guy, pistol guy. But he was his wife met my wife through like a Sioux Falls moms Facebook group. Okay, so they met there just like as acquaintances, and then I was teaching a women's intro class. And this woman and a bunch of her friends happened to be in that class, and my wife came out to help with it. And she's like, "Oh, Sonia, blah 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 blah." And then they hooked up and were chatting, and she invited us over for dinner. And then I met her husband, and her husband Mike is one of my good shooting buddies. And I was like, "Well, yeah, I shoot USPSA." And he's like, "What? Really? Okay, where's the matches?" And then he starts asking me about guns and what should I get and now he's as giant a nerd as I am about the sport. And it's like going to a comic book convention and you're like, I'm the weird comic book friend, and then you're like, other comic book people, these are my people. No, that's it exactly.
Right. It's 100% that we found where our people were, and it's in dirt pits at shooting guns at little poppers and paper and honestly, like, outside of a few weird personalities, like, most of the people I've met in this sport are generally good people. Like, they mean well. They're just happy to be there shooting guns and chilling. And I want everyone to remember that, like, regardless of the drama, regardless of the, like, all the BS that's going on at the org, remember that you show up. Most of us show up because, hey, it's fun to see my friend on a Sunday and try to kick their ass in whatever division we're shooting that week.
Yep. No, like this last year when my dad passed away at the end of August, I couldn't wait to just go shoot a match and just be. Yeah. And because it was just this whole week of shit. He was killed in a car accident. It was awful. Still awful. And so that was all over. Like, I actually went to practice score to look. It was the September 3rd Sioux Falls Practical Shooters match. So I didn't have to run it, first of all, was the best thing about it.
Hell yeah.
All I had to do was show up and saw all my shooting buddies, got a couple of hugs from the huggers. And just, but like, I mean, that's like two guys at my club, like, and they're
I'm
both
a
from
hugger,
California.
those are my people. Like, I'm a hugger. I completely get it.
I mean, the rest of the native Minnesotans and South Dakotans, like, no, we're not huggers. Like, that's not a thing.
Right. They're like fist bump?
The guys who moved here from California and Washington, like, they're like, bro hug. Like, okay, I'm okay with it. That's fine. But I just couldn't wait to go and just, forget about all the shit for a while and just shoot a match. And it was fantastic, and I was so glad. And
I did the same thing when my mom died. Is it like getting to the next match? People were like, "Should you be around guns? Like, aren't you worried?" I'm like, well, and it's understandable.
I mean on some level, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like, no, these are my friends. Like, this is these, and like, and you won't. I'm going to say it the best I can, is like, you won't understand how much your USPSA family, quote unquote, like, cares about you until you have people you don't even talk to walk up and be like, "Bro, like, I heard what happened. Like, my bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry to hear about it." Da da da. And you're just like, oh shit, like we haven't even talked. Like my social skills are not prepared to like interact at this level, but like
I'm in
I
have
appreciate
fun
you.
match mode.
Right, but you're still like, I appreciate you. Like I mean I went and shot the nationals that me and Andy shot together. My mom had died like 3 or 4 weeks beforehand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so like for me, it was like that was the last trip that my mom helped me plan. She was a world traveler. She traveled around the world, and like that was like the last trip we planned together. And so like every part of it had a little bit of her kind of like in it. And I remember being in the hotel like at the end of the match, like because I stayed at the hotel like next to the airport to fly out the next day. And like I didn't even tell anyone in my squad because I was like, hey, like don't need to bring anybody else down. Don't need to bring any negative vibes. But like you didn't even know. Like we're friends.
No, I had no idea. And we were friends by then.
Yeah, because you ran into me at the airport.
Yeah,
that
me and John
day.
and you.
Yeah, and we but yeah, I didn't bring it up because for me it was like, okay, like I'm here to have the match. My mom would want me to like have a fun match and like meet people, and like I remember posting about like, hey, had a fun match. Like it was interesting being at nationals and seeing my friends and seeing my North Dakota buddies. Like, you know, we have to fly to run into each other, but fucking gravel truck drinking pitchers of beer from
that's his name, gravel truck.
That he's refilling from himself and just like keeping a tally somewhere.
And also swiping what
on everybody.
I'm married. Right is accept.
I believe so. I used Tinder.
He swiped right on everyone in the Anniston, Alabama area.
While talking to us, sitting at the table, he's just like, "Yeah, dude, like, how's your match going?" And you just see his finger just flick. Like,
swipe.
Like, props to him. But yeah, and so like, if you're feeling down, you're feeling like, dude, I don't know what, blah blah. Go to a match.
Yeah.
Go hang out with your people because they care about you. They're autistic. They're weird. They don't really understand human interaction, but they care about you the best way they can, and that's all that matters.
All right. So there's our big heart episode. There it was. Yeah. Okay, now let's go back to some shit talking. Okay? Let's go back to Jeff mode. You put a thing in the rundown about I was so confused by it. It says well, let's see. Stop finger fucking your CCW for internet points.
Correct.
What are you talking about?
So if you've spent more than 5 minutes on the internet in the gun forums, you have watched a grown man draw his appendix carry pistol sitting in a car to take a picture of it like over his crotch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes he makes sure to get his like BMW, Mercedes, Ferrari logo in there with it, whatever. But like you're violating like every one of the safe gun handling things that we talk about constantly.
Yeah.
And you look like a douche every time you do it. And it's like every time I see it, like I watch someone like and they always quick draw it out and then they like fucking like throw it back into the holster and you're like, oh my God, like I'm gonna have
people
a heart
who
attack
throw
just watching
guns back into an appendix holster like it's no big deal.
Are terrifying.
It makes my balls hurt every time I see it happen. Because there's that sort of famous video of the guy he was standing at this range, not at a range. He was like in the office of the range, and he puts his little Glock 43 into his appendix holster. After loading it, the holster's already in his belt line. He puts it in, and then he walks over to pick up something under a table, and boom, he shoots himself in the dick.
Yeah.
And, like, if I'm practicing and I'm at the range and I'll loosen it up a little bit so it's a little easier to put it back in. But if I'm, like, legit going about my day carrying, like, it's too tight to do that. I'm too fat. I'm going to suck hair and belly fat into the holster with the trigger and the trigger guard. Like, no, that's going to hurt. I'm just going to take the holster out. I'm going to put the loaded gun in the holster, and then I'm going to put the whole thing back in my pants so that I know I'm not going to shoot my dick off.
Right. And the amount of people, and 90% of these people are doing it for an Instagram post, a Reddit post, a Facebook post. Like, they're doing it for cheap internet points. and they're like, oh, look at my compensated Glock 19 agency slide, fucking $900 optic, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, bro, take your finger off the trigger. Stop pointing at whatever's to your left. Like, how are you reholstering that safely? Like, everything about this is idiotic and against all rules of good gun handling.
By the way,
I internet points.
I just want to say right now, I am so tempted to do that every day when I'm carrying my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus.
Have you got to shoot it yet?
Oh, dude, I fucking love that gun. It's fantastic. It's so much better than I hoped it would be.
Oh, that's good to hear.
The dot aspect of it has pluses and it has minuses. It's not as I thought it was going to be kind of worthless, meaning it's like it's barely a dot right over, like just barely over the iron sights. Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
But having 47-year-old eyes, well, there's that point. Like I can't focus on anything up close. Like that's not a thing with corrective lenses. I can't see shit up close. Like when people talk about, when you shoot iron sights, do you shoot target focus or sight focus? Well, I don't have a choice when I shoot iron sights. It's target focus. No, that gun is so. I mean, it's a 2.0 version, obviously. It's so much better than the old. I have the old Shield too, like the original, and that was also a good gun. But just the fatter grip makes it easier to shoot. It's just got more to eat up your hand. The trigger is much better. It's lighter. Like on the trigger scale, it's lighter than it feels. But it's not as stiff or heavy as the old one was.
Yeah.
The thing that's most impressive about it, because I've had a bunch of classes. I've taught for the last 3 weekends because we had some snow makeup dates and I had a private class with some guys. It was like 4 friends who really wanted to like, okay, show us how to do this concealed carry thing. And one of them had a Springfield Hellcat, which I don't know if you've shot one. It's a good gun. I like it. I mean, I like it. I had a gal today in my intro class who brought the Glock 43X that she and her husband picked out. Like she picked it out, but was still like, I'm not sure if it's right for me or not. And I actually shot that guy's Hellcat. I shot her 43X today. I've shot a student's P365 a couple weeks ago. All 3 of those guns are snappy as fuck.
Yeah.
And the M&P Shield Plus is not. It is the nicest shooting micro gun. Not micro, but like subcompact.
Yeah.
To me, they're just the best shooting of that family of gun. And don't tell me about your macro with the fucking compensator, whatever slide bullshit. That's a Glock 19. Don't give me that. That's not a micro gun or a subcompact. That's
with a comp.
No. With a comp on top of it. I mean, the M&P, the Shield though, it has this notoriously heavy recoil spring. They just did it a different way. Instead of a compensator, they just put a spring that's like 47 pounds in the thing, and it's almost impossible to rack the slide. That's
unless
that's what's making it nice to shoot. Is 40-pound recoil spring. It's such a great gun. I love it. It's so good.
That's really good to hear. So Smith & Wesson, if you're listening, we take sponsorship slots very seriously. But it does make me happy. I'm owning a gym and letting people know I shoot. I'm starting to get those like, hey, like about guns. What's the first gun I should get?
Oh, dude, that happened to me last night too.
Yeah, and I'm like, God damn it! Like, I don't know, CZ Shadow 2. I don't know anymore. I haven't bought a new gun in a long time. I shoot full size guns, so I have a good go to, especially for like my female students that are like, I need a gun to defend myself.
Oh, I would still tell them first and foremost Glock 19. Or Smith or M&P Compact, either one.
Yeah, I tell them M&P 2.0 or CZ P10C because they're just so much cheaper for
that's
equal
true.
Product.
They're just as good and they're cheaper. I own one full size M&P and it's like a version 140 that was a police trade-in with like rust pitting all over the barrel because they didn't take care of it at all. But that trigger was so beat up. It's actually the one version 1 trigger that's actually worth a shit that I've ever shot. Like it's just so broke in that it's not, not that bad.
I had Apex like version 1 and that thing had like we had an open shooter in Omaha that like dry fired it at the safety table. He goes, "This trigger's lighter than mine," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a
Apex,
good
they
thing,
really.
but-
I've just had the only Apex product I've ever had was their connector in a Glock, and in a Gen 5, it doesn't really help a Gen 4 at all. I don't know what's different about everything in there, because the Gen 5 has sort of this longer rolling wall, where the Gen 3 and 4 had sort of a crisp wall. You know, it was like a firm wall, and then it clicked. And the Gen 5 is sort of like a soft wall that's longer. You put an Apex connector in a Gen 5 Glock, and it's like, wow, this is so much nicer. I don't really do anything else to my Glocks. I just put in that Apex connector. I polish stuff up. I do Tyler Turner's 5-pound instead of 5.5-pound striker spring, and that's it. A 13-pound recoil spring, too, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I do. And there's nothing super fancy. I don't put the performance trigger in it or anything like that. It's just, that's it. And they're great.
If you own an M&P, now I haven't shot the new trigger, because you technically, to give people who haven't dealt with M&Ps, technically he has a 2.5, so they
it's a
had
different
this,
trigger
weird,
shoe.
Yeah, they had these like weird hinge triggers in the first one, and they kept them in the second. Yeah, the curly Q, but like in the second one they were better, but I normally apex them so quickly that I barely even dry fire them. And now they have basically like a more flat face trigger. But like if you have an M&P and you're like, I'm not sure about this trigger, go put an Apex flat face trigger in it. End of equation. Like they are if you put an Apex in an M&P, it makes it top 3 polymer frame pistols on the market. End of equation.
Honestly, I think they already are. Top 3 polymer frame. When it comes to
I mean, didn't want to have to argue that I believe it's number 1, because then I'm going to have someone actual late. But like I believe it's number 1.
In your it's okay if you have your ranking.
At one point, you could get like a M&P 2.0 compact iron sight only for like $329. Then put like $100 flat face Apex in it, and so you're in it for $100 or $425, $450, whatever, and you had, in my opinion, like the top polymer frame pistol on the market.
So if you got that, is it just the trigger shoe, or is it like the trigger bar and like all the trigger parts that matter? Or like I don't even know how the trigger works in an M&P. I just know it has a teeter totter that lets go the striker, and that's it. That's all I know about them.
I'm not even going to pretend to like I know what. I always bought the kit, bought the gun, and then gave it to a gunsmith to like put together for me. I'm mechanically retarded, and I'm aware of my limitations.
Okay. I actually work on my own Glocks. I'll do minimal work on other guns. Otherwise, I'm kind of like you. I'll take it to a gunsmith. Like if I need something seriously done with a Beretta or a CZ, like I take it to a gunsmith. But Glocks are so easy to work on. I'll do those myself. But I don't know. Like it's kind of amazing to me. Ever since the 2.0 came out, it's a little amazing to me that the M&Ps have not become more popular. I mean, it coincided with some other striker fired guns really going big too. Like especially Canic was really a big.
Well, it was a Canic and the SIGs got really big really quick. And
right.
Then, like, M&P struggled with two things. And Smith & Wesson, I'm talking directly to you right now, is the 1.0s were so shit, it gave them a bad reputation that they had to overcome.
The triggers were bad, and they weren't very accurate.
And they were not very accurate. And then M&P does everything Smith & Wesson does everything 3 years after everybody else has already done it. Mm-hmm. So, like, they were the first to come out with a core system. Then they came out with the 2.0. And then the core system followed like 3 years later. And you're like, boys, you already figured it out. Like you had this information. Or like you're hyping up the M&P 2.0 or Shield Plus that came out a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
After the P365 has dominated the market for 4 years. It was like, boys, you just expanded the grip. You didn't do anything else.
No,
like,
but
how
honestly,
did it take you this long to get here?
I know. I mean, like that's all any of those guns are. It's just a little fatter grip that allows you to put more bullets in it. It's not rocket science, but
it's not rocket science. But they tend to do that rocket science way slower than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean the when it comes to advancement of, things like, okay, are you going to put if you're not buying, anybody who buys a pistol right now, when they ask me what should I get, like, unless they really, 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 really want a Glock 17,
Yep.
I tell them buy anything. If they want a Glock, get something optic ready. Like, they don't make an optic ready, an MOS 17 anymore. Get a 47, get a 45, get a 19, whatever.
Right. It needs to be
or 34.
Right. At this point, I'm talking to every gun company. Look at UCZ. If you put out a new gun, it needs to be optic ready, just like every rifle comes with a Picatinny rail on it at this point to put a red dot on it. I'm looking at you, DWX. I'm looking at you, Taxport 2. I'm looking at you, every other pistol.
I will say, I will make this defense of the Taxports, because I own one. The iron sight is already such a big, giant, fat thing on the back. It's basically already got an optic cut. It's just got a dovetail, too. Yeah, I mean,
I don't. Yeah,
they ride really low.
And I'm just saying, it's like it. You're right. It needs to have an optics cut. Like, just stop playing. Like, High Point is putting optics cuts on their shit. I'm following our rule.
We can't go an episode without mentioning High Point. Can't do it. No, I got to get a 10 millimeter High Point because there's too much other stuff I need to get. I mean, I just ordered Holosun 507 comps for me and Jeff this week. They came on Friday. I zeroed it at before my class on Saturday, and I literally shot 2 mags through the thing.
I don't even know what gun I'm going to put it on.
I put it on my Gen 4 34 because I did not have a dot on it. It was the only dot gun I had that didn't have a dot on it. So I threw it on that. And the reticle is kind of stupid. I'm not going to lie. The reticle is kind of dumb because it has this... it's got the regular 2 MOA dot, which I don't like the tiny dots. I like the little bit fatter ones. I have a 5 MOA SRO on my match guns. Yeah. And then it's got this... It says it's a 8 MOA ring, but it's really more of a 8 MOA horseshoe.
Okay.
That's how I left it. I had the center dot and the horseshoe, and then you can
I'm kind of regretting my purchase, if I'm honest.
What's that?
I'm kind of regretting my purchase, if I'm honest.
I don't know. Aside from that, I don't prefer the 2 MOA, but I can live with it. I can shoot it. It's fine. I don't hate it. I just prefer a bigger, fatter dot. Once I started shooting with the horseshoe and the circle, like, I didn't really notice it. It's just like, plus I'm going to occlude the thing anyway, so it's not going to matter.
Oh, I'm not, because occluding doesn't work for me.
I know. We went through this last week. But the thing I really like about it is that is a big fucking window. Like, it's big. And I have SROs. Like, those are big. The 507 is massive. It's almost impossible to, like, not have the window or have the dot in the window when you draw it. I mean,
that's good.
We have indexes that, but like if I switch between, because I've been messing with the Canic a lot, dry firing, I've been messing with the Glocks a lot, and they're pretty different grips, so it takes a little adjusting going between the two.
Yeah.
I had dry fired that morning, Saturday morning, with the Canic, and so the first gun I pulled out of a holster with this Holosun was a Glock, so it was totally different, and it was it high in the window? Yeah, it was high in the window. Or low in the window. I don't fucking remember. Anyway, I pull it up and it was high. Yeah, it was high, but it was there.
Yeah.
I could see it. It was there, but I just hadn't gotten the, oh yeah, I have to do it this way. And no, I like it so far. And we got them at wholesale, so it's a lot cheaper.
Right, and so like I will test it for cheap, but like I run on 5 MOA dots. My Burrises are like 8 MOA, and
so are mine.
And so like it's only negatively affected me once, and it was at an indoor match with like a headshot at 20 yards. It was just the dot over the entire target. I'm like, it's like centered in the dot. It'll be fine.
Every time somebody bitches about like, oh, the dot's too big, it's so much finer aiming. How wide is a Dawson Precision front iron sight?
Probably like a 4 MOA.
No, it's more than that.
I don't know.
It's
There's
bigger
a lot
than
of
an 8.
MOAs.
It's like
It's
14 or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's bigger than
Right.
an 8 MOA dot. I know that.
And we're not bullseye shooters. We are not aiming for a quarter size group
Right.
at 25 yards. We are trying to hit a sheet of paper at 10 yards. Like, you can do that with pretty much any size dot.
Yeah, you sure can. Okay, we only have one thing left on the rundown, and I feel like I'm full of enough beer and whiskey to talk about the classification system in USPSA.
Hell
So
yeah.
let's do that to cap off this show. This was your idea to talk about, and I like the way you phrased it. Why the classification system matters.
Yes.
So are you of the opinion, before we dive into this, are you of the opinion that the classification system is this stupid, broken thing?
No, I believe that it is a very good system that is just updated poorly.
I never thought of it the way you just said it. I 100% agree. I think it's actually not as bad as people think it is. And whenever
Correct.
I shoot a major match, oftentimes I finish where my classification is.
Same.
Iowa section was the best match of my life. I have to bring that up, of course.
Yeah, I know.
But-
trust me, you haven't done it once or twice.
Well, if you're going to mention High Point, I'm going to mention Iowa section. I finished 83%, high A class. That's pretty much where I'm at. I'm a high
Correct.
A class shooter, you know.
Yeah.
I've got M class skill and a B class mental game. That's me in a nutshell. And
100%.
so I like Lane won that match. He shot great, and I was 83% of Lane, and I'm like, yep, I'm about 83% of Lane. That's
Yeah,
pretty much me.
Right.
When things go bad, it's worse, but it's not because the classification is incorrect. It's because I sucked more than I actually do
Right.
that day.
Right. And the one of the problems we have with the classification system is that it's snapshots of ability. So like if you're having a turned on day, like when I made M class, I shot like a GM, 3 M's, and like 2 high A's at our all class fire match or something like that.
Oh, so it all
And
happened
so-
in one day, and you were pretty hot.
Right. I was hot as fuck. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'd finished within my A classification of the system.
In the match.
At like all the majors that I had shot. Because
Oh,
like,
okay.
kind of going to like I won't be as snarky as I was before the recording, but like one of the problems we have in our sport is that we have like a level of GM. We have like 2 different levels of GM. We have like I just made 95% GMs, and then you have like Nils Johnson, like, or even like Tyler Turner or Ben Steger or like those like super
The guys who are
high-end-
really, really good. They really are GMs. Yeah.
right. They're turning in. They're the dudes that are finishing 95 to 100% at a major match.
One thing
Then
too,
you-
like that, like the reason there's some people who are GMs. I mean, some people made GM back before it was hard.
That too.
And,
It-
you know, like,
it did change in 2018,
They didn't update.
I think.
It was like 2017 or 2018. They actually started updating the classifiers every year, and so then it got harder. And so all of a sudden, like my score that I'm trying to get out of C class back in the day, and all of a sudden that B class moved up. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Right.
There's that aspect of it, but then there's also the part where like at the clubs around here, we don't offer reshoots on classifiers if
Yeah, we
people
don't
pay
either.
for them. Do you guys down there in Omaha?
We've never. We would yell at someone if they tried to hold up our tearing down of the match to
Right.
reshoot it.
Exactly.
We've never allowed someone to
That's
do it
not
because
a thing around here.
right. I didn't know that was the concept until the whole like cheating scandal with
Right.
what's his dick.
Like
in,
if you pay
like,
extra
the East
for
Coast.
reshooting classifiers, there's clubs that will do that.
Right. Like I didn't even know that was a thing because my club's like, motherfucker, we tearing this shit down the second the
Yeah.
last round is fired. We're tearing the sages down before the last round is fired. Like
Yeah.
we are efficient.
We're like that really close low target. We're just gonna assume you got Alpha Charlie on that. We're just
Right,
gonna score
exactly.
it. We're
But-
gonna tear it down before. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, But yeah, and so like the classification system for me, like people bitch like, oh, it keeps getting harder. It's like because people keep getting better.
Right. This just like the top talent in the sport's getting better, and I'm fine with that. Like it's frustrating, but I'm fine with that. Like it should be that way.
So one of the reasons I like to redirect a little bit, one of the reasons I put in there why classification system matters is because America. I come from the martial arts world, and I don't know what it is, but Americans need a leveling system.
A meritocracy.
No.
Oh, that's not what you mean?
No. So a meritocracy, they need to show their meritocracy.
Well,
so
yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're getting where you get based on your actual ability.
Well, sort of. What I mean is that they need a belt to show off to everybody to see. I'm a blue belt. I'm a purple belt. I'm a yellow.
Yeah.
So like,
okay. I misunderstood where you were going with that.
Right.
Okay.
So I do a kickboxing art called Muay Thai. Muay Thai, they don't do belts. I think they have like there might be like a wristband system, but like that's only something they do in Thailand. Like I've heard a Thai explain it like, oh, you want a belt system? That our belt system is how many belts you bring home from tournaments. Like how many like championship belts do you have?
Yeah, your trophies.
That's your belt level.
Yeah.
But Americans, we need a belt system. So like my coach developed a kickboxing like belt system because Muay Thai doesn't have one. But like karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, I think Krav Maga might have one. Like every one of them, even Six Sigma, the like logistical planning, whatever, has a belt system. And so like people shit on USPSA and they're like, oh, all they have is this broken classification system. It doesn't matter that you think it's broken. People want that classification system.
Most people think it's broken because they do shitty in classifiers. You know,
right? They're the kid. Oh, I'm not good at testing. No, you're dumb. It's okay. But like, I have people that talk about Steel Challenge. They're like, oh, I'm trying to get M class in Steel Challenge this year. And it's like you're literally practicing the same 8 stages over and over and over and over again. And like, and Steel Challenge, like I'm not shitting on the Steel Challenge shooters. You're wonderful people. You are, but like, you can zero or hero a Steel Challenge stage.
Oh, that's what that sport is. It's zero or hero every single one.
Well, and if you have a great day, that's your set for the year. Like your best run. You were like you took your double energy drink and like you slept perfect the night before and you showed up and everything connected that day. That's your classification percentage for the rest of the year, and it never goes down. Like USPSA will go down if like you can have a great one classifier and then later have like 7 shitty ones and then that one gets taken off.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, you don't lose your classification, but it's sort of like the day where like if I make GM and my classification percentage is 74%, like
right.
I'm going to be sad Andy for sure. Yeah, you know.
Right. And so like But the major point about this is people are like, oh, all USPSA offers is a classification system.
No.
I'm here to tell you that fucking sells.
It does.
It sells fucking match lots. I had an instructor come. He was a tool bag, and I think he got like a D class classifier. But like, he was like, oh, all the other instructors I'm around told me I need to get a USPSA classification so that I can put it on my marketing. Like it matters. Mm-hmm. Like it gives
if I make GM, like right now I don't have my USPSA classification on my website
because A doesn't make sense.
No one gives a shit about me being an A class shooter. But if I make master, if I make master, I'll put it on there because it'll matter. Like it'll look impressive whether they know anything about it or not.
Right. Well, you could already go to IDPA and get their like distinguished master or
Jeff. I have pride. Come on.
I know.
I'm not going to do that.
Do.
I'm not that Capitalism. Big a whore.
Not with that attitude. But yeah, and it's like it is a selling point because Americans like classification systems.
Yeah, and status.
They like leveling.
Yeah, they like status.
They like
systems.
leveling systems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like, I agree with you 100%. Is it like Nils Nils, Christian Seiler, and Max Leograndis need to fly the three of them out and be like, hey, shoot like all these classifiers for the new three classifiers, whatever. Give us the 100%.
Yeah,
and then we can make everything else off of that.
No, honestly, like that would be a good use of money. Like when they were talking about how do we come up with the top percentage for the new production classifiers? Like literally fly 3 really good production shooters out. Get Ben Steger. He's kicked out, but like as soon as the board gets turned around, I have a feeling he's going to be back in pretty quick.
If he wants to, he has a standing invite to the Cornhusker state match if he would like it. But yeah, fly Ben and
Nils.
Whoever the
Nils,
fuck else.
He's a good iron sight shooter.
Yeah, he's a great iron sight shooter.
JJ's good iron sight shooter.
JJ, Tim Herron maybe like for single stack. Like get your top 5 best shooters of whatever division and have them shoot like a couple classifiers, and cool, those are the 5 classifiers of the year, and then get rid of the old ones because they or go through the I think he's Jay Mars on Instagram or something like that. Like he went through all the classifiers and was like, these ones are representative of real GMs and these ones aren't. Like use his data as a data set to get rid of like all the bullshit ones. But yeah, fly the best 5 shooters, put them up in a hotel for really you only need like a day, and like have them shoot 5 classifiers, maybe 3 times, so you get a good like general hit, like 100%, and then put those out, because I want to know how I am against Nils, not Nils does 110% on these classifiers, and so I hit 90%, but I'm actually still only 80%.
Right? Yeah,
because
like,
I want to know how I actually am.
That's what I was gonna say is, if you have them shoot those classifiers, but make it a match where there's a winner. You know,
oh yeah,
because if they're
going to push each other,
right? Well, they're going to push each other, but they're also not going to. They're not going to like hero or zero either. They're going to shoot it. You know, like if it's nationals and it's a stage that's obviously going to be a classifier, or let's say there is a classifier at nationals, they're still just going to shoot that like a stage because they care way more about the match than they do the stage. You know,
and
so they don't want to shit the bed on the stage.
Right, so I'm definitely not against that system, but like if we ever wanted to like, hey, we need to get 5 classifiers, we couldn't get 5 classifiers in a national, get the 20 best shooters together, fly them out for whatever, and have a belt that they can wear to every match.
Hell,
to rub
just
it
5.
in their face.
Just 5 guys. All you need is 5 guys. You know, I mean, 5 of those dudes. Like, find a weekend that works for all of them, throw them some cash, because USPSA's got that to throw around, right?
Right, fly them out to Arizona or Colorado or whatever, and or they're all going to be in a fucking area match together at some point.
So like flying people to a place. Actually, no. You know what? I have an idea for our next show, and I'm going to save it for that. So,
perfect.
Yeah, that'll be fine. We're an hour and a half in, and you know, when we hit the end, like I looked on Spotify's the only one that gives me like how long people stay in. I'm so happy. People like stay in till like the very end. When they can tell it's over, that's when they bail.
Yep.
So right now they think it's over, so they're gonna start bailing. But you know what? It is kind of over.
People.
We're a few drinks in. Thank you so much for listening. NotAnotherShootingShow.com. My Area 3 petition is there. If you're an Area 3 resident, please download it and sign it. And if you're USPSA member, and I'm still hoping I don't need it. I hope Scott gets back in at the same time. So go do that. The website will actually have real content on it, hopefully in the next week or 2, if I get some time to do that, and teach Jeff how to put content on it too.
Yeah, I can learn coding.
Yeah, I'll teach Jeff code. You don't have to know how to code. WordPress is way easier than coding. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show.